Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. It is day 2 in our beginner's guide in Medieval Dynasty, and we're going to just head outside at the moment, looking at our nice house that we built, and we're going to focus on what we need to do to get through Chapter 2, a survivalist. So, first thing we're going to do is have a look at our food and our water. We need to have a drink because we're a bit thirsty. Okay, now we've done that, we can have some food as well. Just go into our inventory. We've got our dried meat. We can just finish this off. But we're going to need to, once we've eaten this, get some more. And that's actually what today is about. It's about surviving. So the first thing we need to do is to set a rabbit trap. Okay, so we'll go into our crafting menu. Now, for some reason, don't ask me why, but traps and everything. This is basically, it says furniture and decorations. I would just consider this to be miscellaneous. So you've got handcrafting, buildings, miscellaneous. If you focus, and then you've got roads, fences and gates. This ideally, I think miscellaneous should be here. So you've then got handcrafting, building, miscellaneous, and then you should have roads, fences and gates. Just my opinion, how I think this menu would look better, but it is what it is. Furniture and decorations is where everything else is. If you can't find it, it's in here. Campfires, traps, and then furniture and decorations, as well as containers, and then there's miscellaneous, which is other items. So yeah, we want traps. So traps, we want a rabbit trap, and it says we need 10 sticks. Okay, so let's go and grab up 10 sticks. And remember, when you're gathering sticks, you're adding to your experience. So you're going to be leveling up as you do this. So even though it might feel like a grind at the start, just know that you're progressing towards middle game by getting this experience, and it's helping you. So every chance you get to be able to forage, you should do it. It's not a bad idea. Also, there's a stone there as well. We're going to take a couple of stones. Always good to get those. This is that broadleaf that I talked about. If we grab that, we can use that to heal ourselves. Some more sticks there, some more broadleaf. So again, another reason why it's so good to be in this area. There's so much stuff here that we can collect. Now that is going to heal us, so we can use that to get back up to full health. Not ideal because it's not, you know, we're going to use a lot of it, but it does work. So now we're back to full. Alright, so there's a rabbit there. We just saw one moving around. So we know there's rabbits in this area. If you're not sure if there's rabbits in this area, just press M for your map. Scroll left on the filters to wild animals, and then scroll in, and we're looking for little rabbit icon. So there's actually one here, but we know we just saw one, so we know there's one there. So that's good. So now we're going to go to Q, furniture and decorations, traps, rabbit trap. All right, we need to put this down. So kind of where our house is, you want to remember where it is. That's important. We're going to come straight across here, and we're going to put this just there for now, and that's it. Our rabbit trap is down. We're just going to leave it, and we can come back later and see if we've got something. So now it tells us we need to make a wooden spear. So wooden spear is in handcrafting, and it's up here. We need a log. So we're going to take a log, and we're going to make a wooden spear. At the start of the game, I'd actually recommend making 2 of these. The reason for this is because not only can you spear people, but you can throw the spears. If you throw the spear and you lose the spear, you're not going to have a spear. So it sometimes helps to have 2 of them. We also need to make a stone knife, which requires sticks and stones, all of which you know how to gather now. We did this in the last video. And these are very simple things for you to start doing. So now we press I for inventory, go across to our tools, and we're going to put our wooden spear in our quick slot. So that's now there. We can gather it. We can left click and we'll stab with it. Or we can hold down the right mouse button and we'll turn it into a projectile, which we can then use the left mouse button to fire. Just remember that if you fire it, you have to remember where it went to collect it. And that's used 25% of its health, which means I can only fire it a few times before it becomes worthless. So now it says we need to hunt a wild animal. Well, let's have a look, shall we? There's nothing we can see on the path down here. Let's have a little look this way. We could walk around and try and find something, see if we get lucky. Also, the trap will give us a wild animal, so it's not too much of a problem if we struggle with this part. But we're looking for either a bird or a rabbit, something on the ground. They will spook out if you get too close to them. So some animals will attack you and run towards you. Some animals will just run away from you. It really depends. We can't see anything on the road here, so we can also see we've got our side quest, which is Unighost Story, and that's this way. So we're going to start heading this way, and if we happen to see an animal, that'll be great. But we've done everything we need to do here at the start. We don't really need to gather anything else, so we're just going to have a little walk and a little talk, and we're going to keep an eye out and see if we can see any birds or rabbits or foxes or anything that's wild that we might be able to hunt. Now when you're throwing, something to remember is it does take into consideration velocity and also speed, which means that as you throw it over distance, it will decline. So you always need to aim a little bit higher. Just something to bear in mind. Actually, really is no animals around here at all, is there? It's alright, we'll find something. We'll just keep walking on this path. Again, a relatively safe path, this one. You're not normally going to run into anything. If you do, you'll be extremely unlucky. And there's a bird right ahead of us. We can see a bird. So we can get pretty close to this bird before it flies off. That allows us to get ready. And we want to aim above it. And we actually missed it, which is terrible. They flew off. So there we go. Good example of aiming high and practicing with your aim. There's a cart here which has got some wheat in it. This is great. So we'll take this. Give ourselves some wheat. Look around because sometimes there's other stuff as well that you might find that might not be so obvious. In this case, I don't believe there is anything else here. Just some sticks there. But I think that's pretty much it. But yeah, these carts, you'll find them all the way along the roads. Always good to keep an eye out for them. So we're going to look out. No animals around here? No. I think we might have got this one already yesterday. So I'm just going to double check it because my memory's terrible. Yep, we did. Alright, so that's done. If you press right mouse to aim and you don't see anything or you miss an opportunity, just let go. And that's all you need to do. Don't kill the people or the horses. You can hear something down here. Can't see anything over here though. We are still going to keep an eye out for this. Wow. Not really very many animals at all around here. Alright, let's keep walking, see if we can find anything. We will eventually get into finding something if we kind of venture out a bit further. There we go, there's another bird there. Loads of birds here. Here we go. So this is what we're going to go for. This one here. There we go, perfect, we got it that time. So that is hunting for a wild animal. Pick up our wooden spear. And now we can skin the crow. And now we've got food. So we can cook that meat. We've now got a continuous way to feed ourselves of food and water. I actually missed 2 shots there. That's really bad of me. But yeah. Alright, that's it. So we've done that. Now we need to do is survive for a season. This is why some people in videos tell you should extend the seasons for like 5 or 10 days. The problem is if you do that, you're going to be waiting now to progress. But that's not a problem because we need to wait for the next season. So let's carry on with the story mode. That means that we need to look around and find Unighost to start with. And we need to talk to Dobringina, whatever. They've got some great names in this game. I can't pronounce half of them. I'm not even going to try. But I believe this is her. You'll know because when you hover over her, you'll see she's got the quest icon. So not only is she a merchant that sells what looks like drink, she is also part of a quest. Alright, so we're not going to go through the story, but she does tell you some stuff. You can go through this yourself. I don't want to kind of ruin the storyline for you. But also, it's going to really increase the time on the episodes if I go through this. But we've been given 6 oat ale as a result. So now we need to take the oat ale onto Unighost's story. So we need to find him. And he is actually here, but they move around. But he's right here, which is perfect. So we can click and talk to him. So here we go. You're a proud house owner from the valley. And you come back with beer. Perfect. So then he says he was a thief. Talks about his past. And then he'll basically again give you some options. You can choose the options, it's up to you. But we'll go through this. I'm just going to go for the first option every time, and that way if I do that, it is what it is. Alright, so now I need to wait for the next day, so I cannot progress anymore with this storyline. So I can't progress with this storyline, I can't progress with the main chapter. I'm pretty much done at the moment. So what do I do now I'm done? Also in the bottom left you can see I'm slightly intoxicated with alcohol. So that's something else to bear in mind, and the more intoxicated you get, the funnier it will get. Every village has a campfire. You can talk to the people around the campfire. You can talk to them about most things, but you can also, this one, I'm creating a new settlement and I'm looking for good people willing to join me. So you can hire people around the campfires in the villages to come and join your settlement. But we're not doing that yet. We're not ready for that yet. So then we press M to go into the map, and we want to get the filters onto here, and we're looking for new quests. Now look, there's a new quest down here we can go and do right now. We just need to come out of here and go out to the fields, and there'll be a quest. So rather than skipping, we could skip to the next day, that is an option, but rather than skipping to the next day, we're actually going to come out here and we can talk to this lady, I believe. Oh no, this guy. So this is Alwyn. So yeah, have a chat, and then he is going to give you a quest. Alright, so now we've got Alwyn's story. Now if we come back into our map and click on Journal, now you can see we have story quests. There's actually 3 of them. We've got Unigo's story, wait for the next day. We've got Dobringer's story, which is find out what is wrong with the rye delivery. And we've got Alwyn's story, which is deliver to Valibor some sticks. So we can go ahead and we can do this one. If we want to do this, we press J to go into journal. We have to double click, and that now tracks this. So that now tracks this, and it shows us where we need to go. And in fact, it's very, very short, just 100 meters this way, which means we can go back inside. We've already got the sticks, which is great because we've collected them already. So we don't have to worry about that. So we can just run over here, find the person that we need. And you can see the person because they've got, again, this person has nothing on them. This person here has the icon above them, this boy. Now look, if I look at these, it says steal. It's in red. Don't steal anything. If you steal something in vision of someone else, then you'll lose reputation. Alright, so don't do it. Don't steal anything. Also, if you steal things, you can't sell them. You can't do anything with them in the same village. It's just not worth doing it. We're just going to talk. Okay, now, are you alright? Yes. Great, great, great. Chat, chat, chat. Okay. So now that's been done. Now we need to go back and talk to Alwyn again, who's probably moved, but we'll see if we can find him. He's still up in the fields. So again, something else that we're able to do. Now, these side quests, these story quests, they all give you reputation. They give you things that are going to help you progress in the game. And so it's important to do these. So you want to make the most of this time. There we go. I've solved your problem. Great, great, great. And that's done. So now we need to wait for next summer to talk to him again. So you'll get to a point where you can't progress anymore with these storylines. And so at that point, there's nothing we can do here. So this one says we'll get some flatbread next summer. This one here says find out what's wrong with the ride delivery. So we can click on this one to track it. And now it's going to tell us we need to go over here. So again, everything's in the local area. And we can do multiple quests at once. So we need to talk to this person here. Alright, I've been sent over to find out what's wrong. I'm going to just take the top answer for everything. Alright, now I need to talk to Nadar. Now Nadar is a long way away. As you can see, 1,400 meters. So we need to head that way. So we're now leaving this village and we're heading up to the next village, as you can see. So just bear in mind as we're doing this, is there anything else we can do in this area? No, we've done everything here. Now these green icons are fast. This is a wagoner, this is fast travel. I could go here and I could fast travel up to here, but it's expensive. So you're probably not going to want to do that to start, which means you're going to have to walk. Walking, yeah, it's a bit frustrating. It does take some time. You can hold shift to run. But this is just something we're going to do. Also, we're going to have our wooden spear out in case we get into any trouble. Once we throw this, we're going to lose it. We know that because it's got 25% health left. We've just seen a hawk somewhere as well. New animal spotted, a hawk. Now, if you use the path, if you go along the path, you'll be safe. If you kind of cut across like I'm doing now, you're probably going to run into wolves and boars, bears and all sorts. In the early stage of the game, wolves are going to be a problem. Wolves and boars. Now, if you see one and run away from it, they should disengage after a while. There's also deer up here. We can see deer. So it's very possible now that we can... Now, see how we didn't kill it? See how we didn't kill it because we weren't able to get a headshot on it. Now, if you're able to get a headshot, you can normally kill it. I didn't get a headshot there. I missed it, and so it ran off. That was a bit unfortunate. I dodged. That was a great dodge. Alright, so now we've got no wooden spears left. So, let's do crafting. Okay, we're going to craft. And it's really good to be able to do this because this is just going to continually improve our crafting ability. And our hunting ability. So, it is good to do this. Also, it gives us some food. So, good to be able to do this. Knock down a tree. Now, we're not going to take too much. We'll take a log. Because taking a couple of logs isn't a bad idea to do this. We'll craft a couple of spears. So we've got a couple. That's it. And then we're just going to keep doing that for now. Now, meat does weigh quite a lot. But you'll also get leather and other things from deers and other animals. So don't forget to go into your inventory. You will need to equip it. If you run out, you'll need to equip it. If you don't run out, if you have another one, it will automatically equip it for you. So just bear that in mind. Also, food is running a little bit low. And we need another drink. So just bearing that in mind. Because otherwise it will start to affect you. Now, I'm going this way because I want you to see what it's like to have to deal with predators and things like that. And how we can. And there's a crow in the distance. There's also another deer here. So, this is really good because it gives you those spots. Now what we're going to do, we're going to try and get this deer if we can. A headshot is ideal. A headshot will kill it straight away. So. Oh. Wow. Wow, we're terrible. We don't deserve that. Yeah, that was really bad. I don't even think the deer ran off. I think they were just laughing at me then. Right, let's see if we can do this. Oh. Wow, okay. So these wooden spears, not good enough for deer. Good to know. Just does not want to die. Alright. I mean, we can try. There we go, we got it. So it takes 3 shots with a wooden spear, but now we can skin the deer. Bit of a violent game, I apologise to any animal lovers out there. But yeah, now we have our spear. Again, on 25%, so just bearing that in mind, we're going to actually chop down another tree. Birch tree means nothing, it's just a tree. So whether it's birch or spruce or whatever it is, make sure it doesn't hit you. And then there we go, a couple more logs. Craft those. And now you've got into this routine and this idea now on how to craft basic items. That's great. That's kind of all you need to do at this stage. It's going to build up our reputation, it's going to help us with food. It's going to do all the things we need it to do. So now what we're going to do is just keep walking. And we need to go across there. So we can look on the map at where we need to go. We can see we actually need to cross here. We need to go over to there. And it's quite a long way. We also need to have a drink. So this is a great opportunity for us to have a drink. And we're going to just head out to this island. Now on the map, this little island here, which you can see. I just want to show you something on this island. I think it's this one. Yes, it is. So on this island, as well as being some things that we can pick up here. So we're going to pick this up. There's some apples. We'll take those for food. Some linen thread. We'll take that as well. We're going to look around, and there should be, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, around one of these trees. Yes, here we are. So again, on this map, on this middle island, there is an iron shovel. So take the iron shovel, and then there's a pile of rocks. Remove one stone, and underneath there is 150 coins. 150 coins, free of charge. So now you've got an iron shovel, which is great. You've also got 150 coins. So definitely a good idea to visit this little mini island here to be able to get that. And that's always there. It's always there. So right now we're going to head up towards Branica. And we ideally, we're going to go across the water. Now you don't swim in this game, so you don't have to worry about drowning or anything like that. In fact, if I was to just be under the water here, nothing happens being under the water, so you've got nothing to worry about. And in fact, you'll be able to see you're always going to be this kind of, always be at this height. Now this is what you need to do to clean yourself if you get dirty. If you see the dirt meter, tells you you're dirty. The problem with being dirty is when you interact with people and you're dirty, it will turn them off. Especially if you're trying to flirt with people and you're dirty, they won't be interested if you smell. So you need to keep yourself clean. I don't believe it has any impact on health or anything like that. But you do move really, really slowly when you're in the water. So just bear that in mind. There's a skill later that you can use to move faster in the water. But we don't have that for now. So we're just going to cross over. Now on the right hand side we can see here there's some more stuff which we can pick up. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Alright, going to go back into first person mode. So we've got a sack here, which if we open up some beetroot seeds, we'll take all of that. Okay, there's some planks, we can take that. And there's also this lost shipment, which has got some salt in it, we can take that. Great, so now we've got these items. So now we can keep moving around. Again, keeping our eye out, seeing what's around. If you want to, if you're a little bit unsure, press escape and click quick save. That very easy way to be able to save the game means if you get into trouble, you're not going to have to start all the way at the beginning again. You only have to come back to this point here. Alright, so now we're going to move across, just checking out the map, showing you where we are. So we've come across from Gustavia. We've come across to pretty much run all the way around actually. We've come across to this island here. We picked up from this island. Okay, and we're heading up here now. So you could go straight across here. It's possible to do that. You can go anywhere you want. I just wanted to come to this island because I wanted to grab those coins. That's why I did that. Alright, so we're going to run up here. There's a white-tailed eagle we've seen. Now, again, on the road, you might see things. So here, there's a small bundle with some rye bread. We'll grab that. 2 lots of rye bread. Also, these planks, we can grab these. Now, it says we're carrying too much. So, you have to bear in mind. And also, sometimes there's tools as well. So, it's always worth having a look around, see if there's any tools here. Now, we're carrying too much at the moment. So, we need to look at, well, what do we need to drop? What is weighing us down too much? So, organised by weight. Look at the top. These planks, too heavy. So, we're going to drop one of them. Alright, we're still a little bit over. So, we're actually going to drop... in fact, no, what we're going to do, we're going to eat some meat. So, we can eat the meat. We've got dried meat there. Now we're under. So we've eaten enough dried meat. Alright, we've dropped a plank. That's fine. And this is why it's so important early on to be able to increase that limit on what we can carry. Which is what we're going to go and do now. That's our next focal point. So we're going to keep walking up here. Now, again, the only 3 real dangers at the start that you're going to encounter are wolves. Wolves you're going to see early on, and they can kill you. They chase after you. They're quite quick, so wolves are a problem. Boar, but boar normally won't charge you straight away. They'll give you a warning alert, and if you run away, you should be okay from a boar. But boars are a bit dangerous as well. And bandits. Bandits are the other one, but you shouldn't have any bandits. I don't think you have bandits at the start of the game. I don't think they're here. So you don't have to worry about them. Now, as you can see where we are at the moment. Let me just check which quest we're on. Yep, we're going to head up this way. It doesn't matter which way you go. It really doesn't matter. We're just going to walk around. You can go straight across. You can follow the path. You can do whatever you need to do. We were just looking around for some wagons, some carts, things like that. There's also campsites that you'll find. So along the road you'll find wagons, you'll find shipments, you'll also find campsites. So just bear in mind as you're walking around that those things are going to help you in your quest to give you items that you wouldn't otherwise be able to access in the early game. But this just gives you an example of just looking around, having a bit of a search, seeing what's going on in the map. And again, if you go across the wilderness like this, you're probably going to encounter problems and bad things. If you stick to the paths early on, the paths will be, they take longer for you to get to places, but in doing so, you'll be safe. So lots of stuff going on, and this will all be... Okay, so there's a boar. Right, this is what I was looking for. I was trying to find something like this. So there's the boar. All right, you can see it. Now, it's not going to... As long as we don't get in its way, it shouldn't bother us. If we get too close to it, it'll aggro towards us. So you just got to bear that in mind. But he's over there. So again, what you can do at this point, I'm going to quick save it. I kind of want to show you what it's like. So if I get close enough, it should make a noise. I think this one's... There you go. This one's not making a noise. There you go. That's the noise. So it looks at you, it makes that noise. As long as you run away from it, it will not engage you. It will not engage you. There you go. It disengages. If I stay there... Now it's aggroed. If I stay here and I don't move, it is going to... It's going to run at me. Here we go. Uh-oh. There we go. So you can fight it off. It did hurt me. If you hurt it enough, it will run away. You might be able to kill it if you're lucky. It depends. But just bear in mind that that's how the... There you go. There's actually another one there as well. We don't want to get in the way of fighting them. So all we're going to do right now is just chop down a tree. We're going to get a couple more logs that we can use to make more sticks because we threw ours away. And then we're going to go. Again, this is good because it helps us grow. Alright, so just 2 logs is enough for us. Handcraft 2 wooden spears. Oh, we need to move. We're about to get attacked. So we're right in their space at the moment. So we're just going to get away from them. Alright, now we're away from them. We can safely craft. Press I for our inventory. And we're going to go for our wooden spear in slot 3. Perfect. And so there we are. Oh. Just going to run away from that one. But this is it. There you go. He is actually chasing us. If we keep running, he should hopefully leave us alone. There you go. And he's de-aggroed. So the whole purpose of that, going through that process, was just to show you. Looks like there's a moose there or something. There is a moose there. I think mooses are friendly. Yeah, he's just going to run away. That's fine. Alright, so the whole purpose of that was to kind of show you what can happen. Now, as you can see, look, hawks, boar, rabbit. Lots of things that I'm seeing at the moment. I haven't seen any wolves right now. But this is also why it's a good idea not to always run to places. Because if you're always running, you'll never have any stamina. And by the time you need to run to get away from something, you won't be able to. So sometimes it's good to run a little bit. Maybe use like 50% as you're running and then recover. That way if you get into trouble, you can still get away. Alright, so that's kind of a lot of what we wanted to talk about in this video today. We're just going to finish this quest. It's getting close to the end of day 2 now. We can see it's getting a bit dark. So We can actually click on the map, see where we are and where we need to get to. So we're almost there. Quite a long way we're heading. We're going to head across the bridge because it's just quicker to do so. And we're going to head over there. Now, as I said, bandits shouldn't spawn at the start of the game. They shouldn't spawn at the start of the game because the game kind of gives you the opportunity to explore safely. So you can just bear that in mind. Alright, so we just crossed that river. Now we're going to cross this side. Again, by the edge of the river is normally where you'll find things. It's getting a bit dark now, so nothing here. Alright, we're going to head over this way. Now, this is the next thing I want to show you. This is a camp. Now, when you find a camp, you'll see it by these white markings. So this one right now is here. They're in different places. You might get lucky and find one, you might not. But if you do find a camp, you're probably going to find a wolf. There's normally something around the camps that you'll have to fight before you can get into the camp. In this instance, it's going to be a wolf. Which I don't know where the wolf is. But here, what I'm going to find is a bolt. Okay. See what else I can find. Sometimes there's stuff inside here. So look, there's some trousers. We'll take those trousers. We'll look over here. Now, there's some coins. 65 coins, which is amazing. This is quite a big camp as well, so this one's a good one. Is there anything inside this one? Maybe not. Nope, but there's some dump loot there, which are going to have some apple tree seedlings. We'll take all of that. Now, we're a little bit overweight, but it's okay. Nothing inside this one. So we're just kind of looking around, keeping an eye out. Normally it's a bit easier to do this. Now look, there's a cudgel. We can take the cudgel. Again, just looking around, seeing. You might find a bow and arrow. Look, there's some coins we've just found, so we'll take those. There's some long hood fur. There's a fur caplet. So quite a few things there that we've just found. There's also some firewood. We're not going to bother taking that. But yeah, in this instance, quite a lot of things around this camp. Now, you might get really lucky at a camp and find a bow and arrow. If you find bows and arrows, then that's your weapon of choice. Because you're not able to craft one just yet. So if you can find a camp and you're lucky enough to find a bow and arrow, that should be your choice of weapon. Otherwise, just kind of... You can look around, you can go and find all the camps and just search for them. I'm not going to bother at the moment. Like, that's us done. We're actually going to head up now. And it's getting dark. Now it's going to get dangerous. This is where all the wolves and things come out at night. So definitely running through here. There's a badger we've spotted. We just need to be a little bit careful. Once we get close to the town, we'll be okay. So once we're in kind of a close proximity to where we're going, we'll be okay. Now, because we're overweight, we're losing our stamina quicker. We're losing our food and water quicker. So that's just something to bear in mind. And also, because it's night time now, everyone's probably going to be going to bed. Which means if they're in bed, we might not be able to do our quest. Because quests are something that you can only normally do during the daytime. Now, if it's a main storyline quest, you can wake the people up at night, which is quite funny. But if it's not a main storyline quest, you'll probably find if I come in here, this person's in bed. Now you can walk in and wake them up, which is hilarious. But sometimes they just won't be interested in talking to you. But for Nadar, that's fine. We've woken him up. We're going to ask him about the rye delivery. All right, and he's going to tell us. Now we need to go and find a courier en route to Gostovia. So that's our next job. Now, we could go to sleep, or we could continue this. So we've got options. Now, if we wanted to go to sleep and wake up in the morning and continue, we could do that. That's a story mode where if we press J to go into our journal, we've got wait for the next day for this part. We've got wait for next summer for this part. We've got this one which we can do, and this one which says survive for a season. So we need to wait for the next season. So next season, next day, but we can do this. So right now on the map, we have this choice. We can go and do these little side quests. All of these side quests, there's one here, there's one down here, There's 2 here. There's 1 down here. Now, because we're here, it's actually telling us to go to here. We can set a waypoint with F, by the way. Tells us where we need to go. Now, we could head down to there, or because we're here, and we might not be able to do this because it's night time, but we can find these people and we can activate these quests. Now, again, we might not be able to do this because they might be in bed and they might not want to talk to us. So we can try and see what happens. So I believe one's in this house. So, hi, excuse me. Walk up to them. No. No. Right, this person is not interested in talking to you right now. So there's nothing we can do in here. So looking on the map, we can see there's another one straight up here. But again, I think we're going to have the same problem. I think they might be in this house. Yep. This person is not interested in talking to you right now. So if this was daytime, ideally what we could have done is started these 2 quests at the same time whilst we were here. And it would save us coming back. But because we're not able to do that, we've now got 2 options. We can either go and continue on this quest that we're on, or we can actually set up a campfire. So if I went to set up a campfire, furniture and decorations, campfire, I need some sticks. Now it's not going to let me place this too close to the existing village, so we're going to have to leave this village in order to be able to place this on the ground. So we're going to come out of the village and we're going to just keep looking around until it tells us that we can place it. And it will tell you once you get far enough away. We should actually be... Yeah, we should be far enough away right now. Let's have a look. So, press Q. Furniture and decorations, campfire. No, it says we're still too close. There we go. So now we're far enough away from the village that we can place a campfire. Now we've placed a campfire. Press right click to remove the building option and we can light this fire. We need a torch. If you don't have a torch, you can craft one. A torch needs some straw and some stick. Straw you can get from reeds, stick you know. So now we can craft. If we click on this, we can craft. This is where we can take our raw meat that we got and we can cook it. So now we're cooking our raw meat. The reason we do this is if I just come out of this and press I, if I eat this meat, I'll get +2 food, but I'll get 10% food poisoning by eating raw meat. If I cook the meat, so it is now, I'm just going to come to the meat option here. Roasted meat, I get +6 food. So you get an extra +4 food and no poisoning as a result. So what we're going to do is click on craft, go to the meat, press R to craft more, and we're just going to craft all of our meat. And guess what? By doing this, we're going to be cooking. Cooking increases that skill. So now we're increasing the skill for cooking. We're also making sure we've got a food supply. And we've got a campfire. The other thing we can do with the campfire is sleep by it. So now we can make sure we've got enough food. Meat is quite heavy, so by eating it, we're obviously going to reduce our being overweight. We're going to need to get some water still. We can work on that. But that means we can sleep here now until the morning. And in doing that, it means that we are able to start those other quests. Now, again, there's multiple different ways. I'm not telling you this is the way you should play the game. There's so many different ways you can do this. You can stay around your house. You can do whatever you want. But we have a lot to do before winter. So we really don't want to waste too much time. And you could work through the night. You know, you could go back, finish the other quest. This game, we're all going to do the same thing. But how you do it, that's up to you. Alright, so now we've done that. We're going to press I, go into our food, and we're going to eat our roasted meat. Alright, we're going to eat enough roasted meat until we're at 100%. Perfect. Now we don't have any water, that's fine. But we have a skill point to add. So now in survival, we can add a skill point. Now do you remember I told you survival sense was something I wanted us to get a point in? We're going to go ahead and do that right now. Oh, it's not unlocked, so we can't do that yet. Sorry, we need to first of all do the basic one. So 5% more experience gained. We'll do that one now. Alright, and then what we want to do is we want to increase, once we get a next point, we want to get a point here. So any one of the tier 1s will unlock the tier 2. We've now got this one, which is going to give us 5% more experience gained during survival activities. Alright, which is surviving and gathering. and then what we're going to do is aim to get that survival sense. So that's it. We've done everything we need to do for today. We could head over to the water source and get some water. We don't need to at the moment. We're just going to click on the fire, right, hold down right, and we're going to sleep till the next day. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the end of today. Join us in the next video where we continue our journey.